Rambling Man here. Now I'll do a video later about what's going on in the world, but every once in a while you just got to jump around, and I haven't done really a lot of stuff on current events in the last couple of days because I just don't care. And that could be just because you just get burned out on all that same stuff, right? So what I want to talk to you about today, though, there's a lot of weather going on, right? I mean, like when I say weather, like I'm talking about like tornadoes and high winds, heavy rains, a lot of crazy stuff like that. Okay, so let me tell you how it was when I was a kid. Today's story time. So when I was a kid, and I say probably anywhere between 4th and 7th grade, I lived in a little town called Coahoma, Texas. So all you people live in Coahoma, shout out. But there was, and I'm sure there still is, and it may be one of those things they still do, but out there, some people had like storm shelters, right? So that they would have just like little, you see it like on Twister and stuff. Have you ever seen that movie? Like, they have the little door that opens up and you can go down into a little cellar, basically. But just storm shelters. Well, at the school connecting the elementary school to the high school, there was a tunnel, and the middle school, but it was like all like a big L shape. And we used to, if the alarms went off, okay, so the sirens would sound, and I'm going to demonstrate for you real quick, just in a smaller way. I'm not going to do it like but it'd be like, and just keep going like that, okay? And you're probably like going, now do that backwards. No, but it would go off like that, right? And everybody's like, okay, you'd already know what's going on because we were watching the weather and it's moving in. Some people would leave earlier than others and go to the tunnel. So you go into school right down the tunnel, and it's awesome because as a parent, I'm sure they're like, okay, this stuff just got real. Let's make sure our families are safe. Get them out here. The kids were like, yes, we're playing. Now, I'm sure nowadays, if we did that, if we went to the tunnel, I'm sure everybody's on their phone. That's all you'd see. Like these kids, like, oh, I'm watching TikTok, I'm watching YouTube, playing this game, doing Minecraft, all kinds of stuff, right? But back in the day, we had stuff like throwing footballs down the length of that thing, kicking balls across there. Okay, now like I said, it's L-shaped. So on one side, you had everybody just lined up, sitting against the wall. Just some people bring blankets and stuff. You might be there for a few hours. You might be there for an hour. It just depends on how long it takes for the storm to move through, right? But we'd go down there, and we had, back then they call them foot bags, but I mean they call them foot bags now, but hacky sacks. Everybody had a hacky sack at that time. I mean, it was just one of those things, and you wanted to get the one that it's all hard. You had to break it in and make it all soft. It's really fun. But we would take and chunk those things the distance of that hallway, and it's long. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's long, and they have lights down there, but they're not real. At one end, they're a little darker, so you're like, ooh, it's all freaky. Man, that was the most fun as a kid. Sorry, guys. That was the most fun as a kid, was going, like, every time tornadoes came along, I'm sure it was stressful for the parents. The kids were like, yes, we're going to the tunnel. Because it was something out of the norm. You didn't get to do it all the time, but it was fun, right? So if y'all still do that, please let me know. Like, when y'all go to the storm cellars or you go to the tunnel, do y'all still do that in Coahoma? Also, if it's something that like, what do you do during tornado weather? Like right now, I've been through so many of them, right? When I was out in West Texas, that one night there was something moved in, and my wife says, oh my gosh, what are you gonna do? I said, I'm going to sleep. Because what are you gonna do, really? Yeah, you can find a bathtub to jump into and end up in some field somewhere, or you can like try to get in a place where, but if it's, I found more times than not, like, now if it's something I can hear it coming, the big rumble stuff, I'm gonna jump into the smallest place I can get, that's protected, right? But let's be honest, most of the time they're hit and miss. It's just high winds and stuff, and I sleep right through that like a baby. So if it's my time, it's my time. At least I'll go sleeping when I don't even know it hit me. So let me know if y'all have been experiencing anything. What's the biggest thing you've seen happening so far with all this weather going through? I know I've seen some beautiful pictures, as like some of the big cells that are building up with the like the sun shining through and stuff. Oh man, just amazing. But just let me know what y'all dealt with during this tornado season. What's some of your funny stories? Let me know. Random Man out.